Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Richie Rich, back upside your head with another one. Uh, as you know, Mr. Kevin Samuels has passed away about a week ago, May 5th. And I've learned a lot from the man, and there's been a lot of haters, angry and spitting and pissing on his grave, uh, which is just despicable. That human beings could act like that, you know. And a lot of this is what happening is proving the man right, in my opinion. And, the world is watching because this man um, was watched around the whole world, you know. Um, India, uh, Germany, Berlin, France, um, Dominican Republic. I mean, it's not just America where he was famous. And they're watching the vitriol and the reactions that is taking place as a result of his death. And so many despicable, decrepit people, um, and how they're conducting their behavior. And it's not a good look. Let's just say let's just call it what it is: the angry black female. Um, Nobody is. Matter of fact, there's I heard of a story through another podcast where uh, a white man was actually reading some of the hatred being spewed by a black woman, and he just shook his head. Like, so it's people of other cultures and other races that are watching, and you know they're paying attention. They're paying attention. So I just wanted to get into one of his last videos that he made that angered a lot of people. The one show about the leftovers. So I just wanted to get into that real quick and see what all the fuss is about, because it's triggering a lot of females like Vivica Fox and Pastor Jamal Bryant, and females like Mr. Boyce Watkins. So without any further ado, and it's a shame because there's actually celebrities who have come out in support of Mr. Samuels, like Marlon Wayans, Judge Joe Brown, T.I. So, the people who all know the truth and know what's really going on, um, those are the people that we can rely on to actually keep the truth alive and keep it from the haters uh, defining Mr. Samuel's legacy. So without further ado, let's dig into this video, The Leftovers, and see what Mr. Samuels was talking about.
We're back. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies, the FBI. How are we doing? Yeah, I'm a little bit behind bringing in some new stuff into the.
I just wanted to pause it right there because right there you can see what you see is you don't see you're not hearing a man full of hatred, because he just gave shout outs to feminine black inspirational females, the FBI. Somebody who hates females, or hates his mother or his sister, or hates himself, or hates black females, does not speak like this. Let's continue.
Studio. different monitors, that kind of stuff. So, anywho, boy, oh boy, has the internet been abuzz the last couple of days. Why? Well, because I actually had the nerve to start a conversation and ask the question. Women lost their ever loving minds. Why? Because for some reason, today, women, even though they understand the numbers, they don't think the numbers necessarily apply to them. And my thing is, I'm like, okay, ladies, you know there are not enough men of the caliber you want, and let's cut it out. You know, I asked a question on Instagram, what do I get wrong? And tell me what I get wrong, and don't come in with the insults and da 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 da, because they'll just actually prove me more right. And one of the things I've heard more often than anything else was this whole refrain: "You only talk about high value men. You only talk about high value men." Well, that's absolutely not true. I talk about all men, but it is true that I focus on high value men for several reasons. One, it's because they would be who my clients would be. You need to make a certain amount of money to be able to afford to need an image consultant. The average guy doesn't need an image consultant. And then number two, more importantly, no matter how you slice it, these are the men that women want. I heard women getting upset because I don't talk about average guys, but average guys know I'm telling the truth. Average men know exactly what the deal is. You know, I'm out every day and average men say thank you. And they know what they know what they're up against. Older women. I'm gonna bring in some folks. Older women are mad. If you're under 30, so here's how this all came up. When I did that broadcast saying that in China, the Chinese government, not Kevin Samuels, the Chinese government has formally designated that women over 27 years old who are unmarried, they have a term for them. It's called leftover women. Xing Yu or Xing Yi or something like that.
Oh, okay, okay. So you mean to say this occurred in China? Well, I'll be son of a gun. Uh, why are women angry again? If this is going on, because it makes sense to me. You don't see women over 35 uh in the sexual dating marketplace in China or other countries. So okay, let's continue.
Like that, okay? Leftover women. And there is a big push to get these folks married. And I'm asking, so I said, what is the equivalent in the United States? Well, in the United States, we have the danger zone. Ages 27 to 35, where you need to focus like a laser on the outcomes you want if you are a woman. I've talked about that for a long time. The danger zone. But there is also an equivalent for American women to be leftovers. Leftovers. And the whole concept is not intended to, well, yeah, it is intended to jab at you. It's intended to let you know where you're at in the market. Because men automatically think that if you're over 30 years old and attractive and unmarried, something's wrong with you. But if you get to 35, what message does that send to men? That you're out of the market. So these are the women I refer to as leftover, and they got upset. Well, no different than when I talk about, geriatric pregnancy. And women get mad when I mention the term geriatric pregnancy. And I'm like, well, I didn't come up with that term. I didn't come up with that term. Your OBGYN came up with that. This is not about me.
Yeah, and a lot of this has existed way before me, Kevin Samuels. But the problem is that we're not supposed to be informed as men. We're just supposed to be stupid and go along just like everything is okay, and you know, continue on simping and calling them queens and laying out the red carpet. That's the problem. The problem is that we are getting hip. Well, we've always been hip, but we are getting more and more. We're vocalizing and expressing our what we know, and that's the problem because they don't have that leverage. They don't. As long as you got a blindfold on somebody, you could tell them whatever you want and fool them any kind of way. See, and that's what women, most women, some women think that they're smarter than us, right? They think that they have a intellectual leverage over us, right? Then they get angry when that's not the case.
So, ladies, understand something. Turn off the notifications. Understand something. If you're upset that the fact that you're being classified or whatever, you're going to have to get over it, because my question is this. All right, ladies, whether you like it or not, over 35, you're unmarried. The older you get, the higher up you go, the fewer and fewer men, single men there are. Every woman can't have a man. So I'm asking, what are the solutions? I said, how about sharing a man? Or women lost their mind on that. The funny thing is, older women lost their mind on it. But if you notice that women under 35, a lot of them are like, I've been in a poly relationship, I'm kind of good with it. Because younger women are starting to realize that they don't want Hassan King. Average guys are the biggest supporters. For sure, man. That's why I never talk shit about average men. But I'm also tell men, you know what? Just know what the market is. You get men out here who are average, hard-working, salt-of-the-earth men, and they get shit on just because they ain't driving a BMW. That's crazy. But then you also look across cultures, and it's Hispanic women marry average men. He'll work first shift, she'll work third shift. And it seems to be really pronounced in our community where,
Yeah, and I've seen this over time and time again with other cultures, time and time again, where you can have a Mexican man standing on the street corner begging for money to feed his family and go home to a loving wife that's submissive and would, you know, uh do anything for the man, you know. What you don't see, you don't see that in our community. Let's continue.
women over a certain age, over 40, they ain't settling for they don't want anything other than what they want. They want a man of a certain economic caliber, a certain social calendar, certain education, everything else. And that's why I'm like, what are y'all mad about? Because we're talking about it, and what they're mad about is the reality that their future is so bright, their career future is so bright, but their relationship prospects are darkening. So what's the alternative, ladies? What's the alternative? Because here's what what it comes right down to. Whatever it is you want as a woman, fine, fine. But you got to ask yourself what the men want. And one of the most common refrains I've heard from men today are women today are just simply too hard. Women
That's it. Preach, Brother Samuels. Preach.
over 30 are just too difficult. Women over 30 are too difficult. But I'm going to say over 35. Women over 35 are too hard. You're too demanding. You require too much. You expect too much. You give too little. And men don't want to deal with that. You know how many times I talk to men and they're like, I went out with a woman who was 37 years old and I felt like I was being interrogated. Then I went out with a woman who's 26 and we had fun. Ladies, whether you like it or not, you're not fun. You're too hard.
And you know what? I used to think, I used to put up with this shit. And I used to think, oh, well, this is normal, I guess this is something you just got to deal with, you know. Uh, I guess this is just, uh, the the work you got to put in to get the booty, you know, because man, I was a heat-seeking missile in my younger years, If it had a nice ass and a pretty face, I would put myself through garbage to get my dick wet, you know? And then after I bust that nut, I'll sit there and say, is it worth it? Was it worth all that work and trouble and money I spent? Hell no.
Older women are too hard. And see, what you hear a lot of older women say is, I do that because my standards. Y'all want to get out here with these younger girls because they want you for your money. Well, you want us for our money too. So older women want you for your money, younger women want you for your money. All women want you for your money in some form or fashion. That's not a differentiation. Or you just want a young girl because she's naive and she's easy to deal with. Yes, 100%. Yes, that's why we want a younger woman, because they still have some hope. They're happy. They're light. They're easy to deal with. They're not as demanding. And the reason they're not as demanding is because they're not as entitled. See, what makes older women hard to deal with? Write this down, and I'm gonna bring in, you know what? Let me see if I can go live on Facebook right now. You know what makes older women so hard to deal with? What makes older women so hard to deal with is the primary thing that makes older women so hard to deal with is their lifestyle. Okay?
Oh, wow. Wow. That makes sense. That makes sense. They want what they've been fantasizing about their entire lives. So, break it down a little bit more, Mr. Samuel Spores.
Let's see. Live video. We're just gonna sit this down and see what happens. Let's see what happens. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. What's going on, Facebook? I wanted to bring this conversation in because I posted on Facebook earlier. And I said, all right, ladies, here's your shot. What do you say that I get wrong? And most of the things I asked about had to do with the man. You get and then there was one person that said, well, the notion that a single woman needs a man to survive. And I'm like, that is simple math. If you're talking about an entire lifestyle, a middle class woman won't have enough money to live on through retirement. But I want you to understand that the longer any human being does something, the easier it is for you to start doing it. Women today have been single for so long and talking this they don't need a man stuff, to where men are basically luxury items, amenities, accessories, or add-ons. You don't think of us as required. And you
Wow. And that's you hit the nail right on the head. You said it. You said what all of us are thinking, what we're seeing in our day-to-day lives. We are no different than a small little motorized thing you could put double A batteries in, turn it on, it'll vibrate, and you could play with it all night. We are no different. Coming all, shapes, colors, batteries not included. I don't know nothing about that. I'm just guessing. But, and that's the reality with what a black man has to go through inside of our culture, and not all women. I'm going to do another video about a woman, a black woman that should have been my wife. So you heard it from the man himself. I mean, he was basically talking about another country and comparing it to ours. And that's where all this outrage came from. I mean, you are so good. You are so fucking bad at what you do that can't nobody critique you or criticize you. We are just to keep our mouths shut the fuck up, and take what you giving, right? When all these other men across the world get way better, and it's just the truth, Can't tell the truth these days. You gotta lie, you gotta simp. They're all queens. They all queens. They don't need us. They've been taught, and they've been raised with the mentality to go out and get it. Go out, get it out the mud, get it for yourself. You don't need no nigga. So naturally, they getting in there in the trenches, sticking up their elbows, and they competing with us. Men, like they're men too. So if you're a man, you really, what you need a man for?
Oh, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
So that's going to wrap it up for today. We're going to keep it short and sweet. Look out for more content. Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, yo, YouTube? This is your boy, Richie Rich, with another one. Sorry for the content. Damn. What's up? Shit. What's up? It's your boy Richie Rich. Damn, fuck. In the manosphere, known as YouTube, and it's oh shoot, fuck, damn it. Oh yeah, and while we at it, let's make sure we like and subscribe. Hit the button. It's so easy. Don't be lazy like me. Okay? Hit the button, like and subscribe, comment, please. Maybe you'll get a check in the mail for about $50. I don't know. You know, we'll see. Only way to find out is if you hit it.